Hey everyone.
It shows on every face. The coach runs through the game plan. You're in the finals race. The first up tackle hurts you, and tomorrow you'll be sore. But the only thing that's on your mind is you're close enough to score. Go the mighty Panthers, let's put them to the test. Go the mighty Mountain.
How we going, chat? What you all reckon of the game?
And it gets to see it through. There can only be one winner, and you dreamed it could be you.
Me mum's boys won. Here's the lyrics.
Penrith's broken through the line. There's another chance to score.
Go the mighty Panthers!
Go the mighty Panthers! Let's put them to the test. Go the mighty Panthers, men.
The best. Righto. Even though I'm doing the Panthers song anyway, because fair play to them.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the 2021 NRL Grand Final review between the Penrith Panthers and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. The Panthers win the Grand Final, 14 points to 12. I got to say, Sam, what a fucking game of football. What a
very
fucking
good game.
Great
Absolutely.
Game.
Yeah,
Great
very
game.
Good game of footy, mate. Great first half. Teams were really nervous, and in the second half, it was really good game, man. Really good.
Great game. I love the game. There were a few dodgy calls towards the end, like when Cody Walker passed the ball with 4 minutes to go, 10 metres out. Cleary touched it, went over the sideline. Should have been South's ball.
Did
he touched it. I'm pretty convinced.
Oh.
But the problem was South's already used their captain's challenge. And if I had kept the captain's challenge earlier, they would have probably won the challenge. So it's their own fault for that anyway. But, man, I can't sit here tonight and fault at anyone. It was a great game. And to all of the 17 players out there tonight that had to go and played in this grand final, well done to everyone that played. You know, There were a few players that was shocking, but, gee, it was a tough game. We're going to get into the game. We're going to review it. We're going to dissect it. Before I do that, make sure you guys go ahead and like this video. Comment your thoughts in the live chat, or if you missed the live stream, in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're new around here, and go and subscribe to Sam Revel. He's a regular YouTuber as well. Go and check out his YouTube channel. Jesus Christ, it was such a tough physical game. A fantastic grand final. My phone is blowing up at the moment. It's going berserk. People are going berserk. Everyone, get on the YouTube and come watch this right now. Come watch the review with two regular YouTubers. What a game of football, man. Now, if you're a South supporter, I feel so sorry for you. You must be hurt. You know, the Cody Walker intercept would have really hurt them. The Adam Reynolds missing the conversion would have, oh, man, that would have hurt. I know the feeling of missing a conversion to level the game or win the game, because JT happened to JT in 2015. Me and Sam know that. But fucking hell, man. What a game. Sam, what were your thoughts on the game? I thought it was fantastic.
Well, let's start with the day. Let's start from everything and say Sterlo, that was his final ever Channel 9 coverage, and he had a Sunday footy show farewell speech he gave, and it was pretty emotional, and so all the best to him. Sterlo, just an absolute legend. And then we had the two Queensland Cup preliminary finals, and you know, they were Queensland Cup levels of skill.
It was boring,
level, basically.
bro. The only thing I enjoyed about it was the Luke Page conversion attempt. I thought that was outstanding.
Yeah. If I had to flip a coin, I'd probably come down on the first game being more entertaining than the second game, to be honest with you.
Probably.
And then it was a news break, and then we saw the teams arrive. And I don't know if you want to talk about it, but that grand final entertainment is in the final series for the worst entertainment of all time, man. Like, what happened there?
Normally I would comment on the grand final entertainment, but let me just say, if you want to know my honest opinion, go onto my goddamn Instagram right now and go and have a look, because that's how I feel about the grand final entertainment. Before we get into the review and dissect it, the Clive Churchill Medal was just announced about 5-10 minutes ago. Nathan Cleary won the Clive Churchill Medal. Do you agree with the decision?
I do agree with the decision. Didn't do anything overly spectacular, but no player really did, because it was such a tightly contested match. But I agree with the picking of Nathan Cleary, and my runner-up would have been Isaiah Yeo.
Yes, I agree. Nathan Cleary deserves the Clive Churchill Medal. His kicking game destroyed the Bunnies. He had about 5 or 6 goal line dropouts where he set up. His kicking game was so important, and I thought he had a great game. I know he probably wasn't the the flashiest player on the field. I know Coruscant and Yeo, there's some great stuff around the middle. Matt Burton had a great game as well. But Nathan Cleary, I thought his kicking game is the reason why Penrith won, and overall, I think he deserves the Clive Churchill Medal, and I thought he was best on ground. I think it's well deserved. Righto, mate. Let's go to the start of the game now. Let's review the game. Let's get into it. All right, let's go to the very beginning. The second minute, first part of the game, the Panthers, they go for a captain's challenge. Jerome Luai knocks the ball on. The Panthers, they challenge it. The Panthers win the challenge. They get to finish off the set, which was only one more tackle, so it was pretty pointless anyway. Captain's challenge, mate. What do you think about that? Challenging in the first 2 minutes is pretty risky, I reckon.
Yeah, balls a call, man. Luai obviously must have thought that he definitely did knock it on, and in my opinion, he didn't knock it on. Bunker made the correct decision.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a loose carry personally, but it's not a decision there that early in the game where it's going to change the game. So I think fair enough. And then we get to the 11th minute. Dan Gagai goes off for a HIA. Benji Marshall comes on to play left center. I thought that was great. So good on Benji for going out there. And then we'll get to the first try of the game now, which was the 17th minute. Nathan Cleary to Jerome Luai. Campbell Graham came flying in on the decoy, Liam Martin. And then Luai just gives it to Matt Burton. He goes straight through. Matt Burton scores the first try of the game. What were your thoughts on this play from Penrith? I thought it was a great try.
It was a great play, great setup from Penrith, but that you just sort of said it. There's something happened in the second minute, and that was neither here or there in the end of the context. And then 17 minutes later, really good quality rugby league occurred, man, and a great setup play from Penrith allowed Matt Burton to go over and score that try. And just quickly, if you go check out Nick's most recent Rugby League Breakdown podcast episode, I got Matt Burton for the first try scorer. I got Nathan Cleary for the Clive Churchill Medal. I didn't put a fucking cent on it, boys. I will be next year. I know. But great try from Matt Burton, man.
That's unlucky, bro. That's very, very unlucky. But look, Matt Burton, great try, great line. Campbell Graham probably shouldn't have came out of the line like that and went for the decoy of Liam Martin. Shouldn't have felt for that. But I think Campbell Graham was a bit worried about maybe Blake Taffet trying to defend Liam Martin that close to the line, so I can understand it, but he got the decision wrong. So great try from the Panthers. Nathan Cleary converts the goal. Panthers 6-0, 17 minutes in. Great start for the Panthers. They had to start the game well, in my opinion, and they did just that. 3 minutes later, the Bunnies hit back. Adam Reynolds to Cody Walker on the left-hand side. Walker beats Capewell, beats Cleary, runs straight through, beats Dylan Edwards. This was an absolutely sensational try. Grand final individual brilliance from Cody Walker. This was a great try. Walker scores, Reynolds converts the goal. Scores leveled up at 6 apiece, mate. What do you think of this Cody Walker individual brilliance?
Yeah, as either Gus or Joey said, Cody Walker looked at Nathan Cleary and said, I'm going to make this personal. He went bang into Nathan Cleary, fell base over apex and scored a very memorable and even all-time classic try in grand finals.
It was a great individual try. I did hear in the call, I think Gus said it reminded him of Stacey Jones 2002 against the Roosters for the Warriors or something. I mean,
he just did a Cody Walker try. He scored a Cody Walker try.
I don't like how they compared the old era to now. It's just ridiculous. But Cody Walker, individual brilliance. That was a fantastic try. The defender Nathan Cleary was just outstanding, to be honest. Well, let's move on to the next part of the game, which was the 23rd minute. Dane Gagai, he passed his HIA, came back on the field around the 25th minute. I think Benji went off for a spell. 25th minute, Jai Arrow goes off for a HIA. And then, well, here comes a bit of a penalty here. This was a penalty to Penrith. Liam Martin plays the ball. Gyro contacts the ball at dummy half. I don't think he meant to do it, but it was in the ruck. Coruscant picks it up. Penalty to Penrith.
So I'll stop you there. So let's talk about that incident in a vacuum. So Gyro hit the ball up, and Luai was involved in that tackle. Martin and then Kickow came in late. The penalty was for Kickow glancing his forearm against Gyro's head, knocking him a bit senseless. In my opinion, a penalty should have been blown, but not for Kickow. In my opinion, and this is just coming straight off watching it live, I think Luai had a grip on the ball and stripped at it in a 2-on-1 situation. I think it should have been a penalty, but not for Kickow, and he shouldn't have been on report for it. So I think play on. I think fair play from that point onwards.
I think the Viliame Kickow, the high shot, I think it should have been I'm glad it was a penalty because we've seen this year, those ones, they've all been penalties. If it was Magic Round, it would have been gone for 10 in the bin, without a doubt.
Since Magic Round, it has been a penalty. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think they got that right. So fair play to them. But then we get to the next part of the game, mate, where the Panthers got a penalty goal where I believe Liam Martin played the ball. Jai Arrow's leg contacted the ball where he was in the ruck. Crossout picked it up. Panthers got a penalty. They went for goal. Panthers go out to 8-6 lead. Were you okay with the penalty? Jai Arrow didn't clear.
He walked. Yeah, no, it didn't clear the right. Yeah, penalty.
Yeah, no, that was a fair call. Definitely a penalty for mine. Half-time, we get to half-time. Panthers 8 points to 6 lead over the Bunnies at half-time. I thought Panthers, with all the ball they had, I written this down at half-time just so I know. Half-time, Panthers 8-6 over South Sydney. Panthers had 59% possession. Souths had 41% possession. Panthers had 20 out of 22 completed sets. Souths had 17 from 20. Panthers, 29 missed tackles in the first half. South Sydney had 13, and Penrith had 2 errors to the Rabbitohs 4. 29 missed tackles in one half. Wow. And
just to add on to that as well, Penrith made about 300 to 350 more running meters than South Sydney did. So Rabbitohs stay in it by just 2 points at halftime was just tremendous heart and pride.
I think Souths were very happy to be down 8-6 at halftime. They should have been down by 14, 18 points. With the amount of possession Penrith had, they were dominating. Nathan Cleary's kicking game was just tormenting the Rabbitohs. It was beating the shit out of them. So, fair play to them for that. I think well done.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Panthers, 59% possession, bro. That's a lot of possession in the grand final to only be up by 2.
Yes, absolutely. And you were sort of and you would have waited for it to even up. But do you reckon it did even up come the end of full time?
Not really.
No. It's sort of 55-45.
Yeah, I was just going to say that South might have had 45 at one point, but Penrith had a lot of possession. And South's forwards, they were fatigued. They were defending a lot, and they looked absolutely buggered. So I don't blame them. Honestly, I don't blame them. So let's get to the second half. So 47th minute. 44th minute. A penalty goes to the Rabbitohs when I think Reynolds put a kick in downfield. Edwards ran back. Capewell, I think Dylan Edwards stepped behind Kurt Capewell. Obstruction. Cam Murray obstructed. Yes, Cameron Murray did take a little bit of a dive here, but Capewell's got to get out of the way in that situation. It's a penalty to the Rabbitohs. I think it was the right decision. I think the right call. Souths go for goal. Reynolds levels the game up at 8 apiece. Do you believe it was an obstruction, or do you reckon?
I left it in the green room chat, mate. That I wasn't very impressed with Cameron Murray. Thought he deserved an Oscar for it because he was all over him like a sloth or a rash. Cameron Murray was, mate. But Kurt Capewell could have made a better effort to move out of the way. But he's allowed to stand in his ground in that situation. And if you're Dylan Edwards, mate, I think you're buggered either way. He goes to the left or the right of his own player. I think he's going to get pinged anyway. So it was fair play. Well, not fair play, but it was well played by Cameron Murray in the end.
I don't know what Capewell was thinking. I mean, the only thing that would have saved him there is if he fell over. Just fall over and just get out of the way. That would have been the only way that he would have avoided the penalty there. But I think it was the right decision. You know, you can't run behind your own player like that, obstruct the opposition like that. So fair enough. So Reynolds converts the goal. Scores leveled up at 8 apiece. 47th minute. No try to William Kika. Nathan Cleary throws a forward pass. I believe this was the right decision. The pass was about 4 metres forward. Do you agree? Forward pass?
Yes, and just in between all of that, so Jai Arrow initially passed his HIA, and then within the first 10 minutes of the second half, it was confirmed that Jai Arrow had indeed been ruled out because he's continued to show symptoms at halftime.
I'm kind of glad he was ruled out. He was pissing me off anyway. He was giving away penalties, and he was very slow around the ruck. He wasn't doing a whole lot for me, so, you know, unlucky for Jai Arrow. But let's move on to the next part of the game. Now, this is one of the turning points of the game for mine. 50th minute, Rabbitohs captain's challenge. Reynolds kicks the ball. Spencer Leno comes out for a charge down. Spencer Leno clearly plays at the ball. He doesn't knock it on. He just comes off his body, really. Clearly, he's going to charge at the ball. The ball runs over. The ball goes over the sideline. The Rabbitohs go for a captain's challenge. They lose the captain's challenge, and Gus Gould was going off his rocket. Everyone was fuming. I was sitting there going, are you fucking serious? That was a dead set fucking play out from Penrith. It should be a South's ball, but they come up with a decision where it's Panthers' ball. What were your thoughts on that decision? I thought that was a terrible call.
Really? I actually think Spencer Leno was playing at the man, not the ball, so I disagree with you respectfully bro.
Last tackle. Come on.
But you want to tackle the man. You want to stop the player from kicking the ball. He wasn't to know. But anyway, we're getting a bit technical. I think he was playing at Adam Reynolds, not the ball. But as Gus and Joey and Rab said, that some players catch a glancing blow from a pass and it touches their shoulder. It's then ruled 6 again in some instances. So maybe the NRL need to look at the interpretations and how it's ruled on during the off season, because that's a grey area that was unfortunately exposed inadvertently. It's just an unlucky call. That's footy. But in my opinion, I think it was the right call.
In my opinion, when it's the last tackle and someone's going to put in a kick, if a player comes out the line and touches the ball, if it's a kick on the last tackle, it's got to be a new set. Like, you can't tell me Spencer Leno was going to go and smash Reynolds and hit him for a dead set tackle. Last tackle, scores are leveled up. He's clearly going to go charge the ball down. I think it was a terrible decision. Captain's challenge unsuccessful. Souths lose that challenge. Really, I think it was a tough call personally. We disagree on that one. But I think it should have been South's ball personally.
And that's the NRL's fault. That's not the referee's fault. That's not the bunkers' fault. That's the interpretation. That's the rules of it all. And that's just, I mean, it's interesting. I see it one way. You see it the other.
Yeah, I think it was a tough call, but agree to disagree, which is good. Now, oh, geez, speaking of turning points, I feel so sorry for Cody Walker here. 66th minute, Cody Walker, Souths have got the left-hand side, 60 metres away or so, wherever it was. Walker has a 3-on-2. You've got Gagai short, Johnson long. Walker throws the cutout ball to supposed to be Alex Johnson. Probably should have went short ball to Gagai. Throws it long. Crichton gets the intercept. That really, really hurt Souths. Of all the possession Penrith have had, Souths are just buggered at that point. Walker throws an intercept, and Crichton goes in and scores. Poor Cody Walker, man. That would have really hurt. Mate, what do you think about that? Cody Walker throws an intercept, Crichton scores. Panthers go out to 14-8 after that. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, you made a very good call in the green room chat that it felt like Penrith were starting to drop ball, and they were. They made a couple of errors. They were disjointed a little bit in attack, and I felt like if South Sydney didn't score, if they continued rolling on down the field, it felt like Souths were in a position to grab that momentum and go onto something. Unfortunately, for South Sydney supporters, Stephen Crichton did leap on it and scored a classic grand final try.
That was so unlucky. I felt so sorry for Cody Walker. I was just going, man, he's had a pretty good game up until this point, and he's thrown an intercept. Panthers go to 14-8 with about 14, 12 minutes to go. That would have hurt Cody Walker mentally, but Panthers go to 14-8, and then 74th minute, just when you think Cody Walker has blown the game up, Cody Walker redeems himself. This is what the great players do. This is what the best players do. Cody Walker throws an intercept. He redeems himself. I was so happy for Cody Walker here. 74th minute, Souths go left. Walker to Gagai to Johnson. Johnson in the corner. Cody Walker, take a bow. He threw the intercept. He made up for it with setting up this try. Well done. This was outstanding. Great try.
Very good try, mate. And to be honest with you, Alex Johnson didn't do too much up until that point. He had a bit of a clean jersey, but, that's just the way it goes. And with that try, he scores the most tries of any South Sydney Rabbitoh in a single season ever. So that's serious history for Alex Johnson. Congratulations to him.
What a player, man. He's such a great player. And I've said it before. I've said it 1,000 times on this show and on YouTube itself. Alex Johnson is the most underrated outside back in the game, without a doubt. In the last 2 years, last year and this year, top try scorer. He knows how to do his job. If you need to give him a try, if you get him an opportunity, 20 metres out to score in the corner, he'll do it for you every time. But Cody Walker, man, this is guts, man. He throws an intercept. Most players would have tucked their head between their legs and they would have just walked away and went, oh, that's it. It's too hard to win. But Cody Walker went, no, that's right. Give me the goddamn ball. I'm going to make up for it. I'm going to help this team get back in the game. And that's exactly what Cody Walker did. So fair play to him. Well done to him. Most players would have just gave up. So good on Cody Walker for that. He made up for it. Man. Well played.
Unfortunately,
go on.
Sorry. Unfortunately, I do got to say that he did have a rush of blood. He did put a bit of a cheeky grubber for himself. That didn't eventuate to anything when something better did need to happen. And I agree with you about Alex Johnson, AJ. You'd like to think that he'll have a Hazem El Masri moment next year in State of Origin where he does get a Blues jersey, mate. It'd be great.
Yep. And then when Johnson scores the try, Reynolds, with 5 minutes to go, has the opportunity to kick the goal from the sideline to level the game. Now, if you give me a list of all the NRL goal kickers to kick the goal to level the game or to win the game for your life on the line or whatever it may be, I would have said Reynolds is the man to win the game for you or to level the game. And poor Adam Reynolds missed the fucking goal, and I'm going, fuck, no. Damn it, Reynolds. So unlucky. And, when you feel sorry for Cody Walker earlier, I felt sorry for Reynolds here. This really hurt. That's really
I felt a bit more sorry for Adam Reynolds, mate, because you're right. I put my life in his hands, Adam Reynolds, to kick a goal to save my life, mate. But, it was only 2 points difference and there was less than 5 minutes to go. They were still a chance, South Sydney, big time, especially with the attempted 2-point field goal attempt.
We will get to that. So Reynolds misses the kick, and like you said, if I needed one player right now in the NRL to kick a goal or to kick a goal to win the game or level the game for me, Reynolds is my man. So poor Adam Reynolds. I felt so sorry for him. And then we get to a little bit of controversy. Now, this is where I started to get pretty angry. 76th minute, Souths, I think it's a set up the South scored. Gagai gets hit very high by Matt Burton in the face. How the fuck was that not a penalty?
After what happened in the first half, there was no consistency. That is the only question I have for the bunker, for the referee after coming out of this game, because you're right, there's no consistency, but there was less impact. There was less force from Burton than what there was from Capewell in this occasion. So, and to be honest, mate, as rugby league, obsesses, mate, that's not a penalty in any year, in any game, mate. But since Magic Round, it has been. So lack of consistency in that department. In the same game.
Matt Burton hit Dan Gagai in the face. South would have kicked the ball. That would have been around the halfway mark, roughly. It should have been a penalty to the Rabbitohs. I should have been given an opportunity. So, and Dan Gagai stayed on the ground. They talk about getting hit in the face. If you get hit in the face, stay down. They didn't even blow a penalty. I couldn't believe it. I was going on my rocket on Instagram. I could not
Yeah,
believe
but
it.
he stayed down because his legs got bloody twisted up, mate. His legs got folded up a bit.
Should have been a penalty. That was a tough call. But
I'm glad it wasn't a penalty, though.
What, the Matt Burton shot on Van Gaal?
I'm glad it wasn't a penalty, though. I can see why South Sydney fans would feel hard done by because lack of consistency. But just as just in general play, forget if it did whatever happened in the first half. I'm glad it wasn't a penalty, man. It's grand final. You don't want to have a penalty blown for something soft like that.
Mate, watching the game as a young kid, 10, 15 years ago, I would have said, yeah, play on. But because of the rules now, that's a penalty, and the referees missed that one. They should have got that one right, and it was a big moment in the game as well. So Souths end up getting a penalty for something else, I think, and they get down the other end. And then we get some more controversy. 77th minute, Cody Walker passes the ball towards the sideline. Cleary touches the ball, but because Souths have got no challenges, it comes down to Sutton's decision and the touch judges. I could swear to God Nathan Cleary touched the fucking ball here. It should have been South's ball. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
It's very tough, Nick, because we haven't seen a replay of it so far. We've come straight out of it to talk about it. In my opinion, I don't think Nathan Cleary touched the ball. I think he touched Cody Walker's wrist. There's only centimeters, if not millimeters, in it, bro. I think that's fair enough, man. I don't think Nathan Cleary touched the ball.
I'm just trying to find the video because I put it on my Instagram story. Here we go. I'm just about to get it. I'm going to screenshot where Cleary's hand touches the ball. Give me 1 minute. I'm fucking sure he touched it. All right.
And again, just want to reiterate, I think the referees had a really good game tonight.
Yeah,
I thought they had a really good game.
This camera angle's not that much, but I'm pretty confident that Nathan Cleary. Hang on, I'll turn it the other way. Hang on, this way. Hang on, my camera's starting to cut out. Connection. Hang on, connection's playing up. Give me a second, guys. Oh, here we go. We're all good. I don't know if that's going to tell it too much. Probably not. There we go. I'm sure there's a hand in there from Cleary. Like, there's two hands on that ball there. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. Hard to say. It's close. Yes.
But again, here's the thing. Like I said before, if you had to keep the captain's challenge, then you could have challenged for that. So, it's South's fault for using the challenge earlier, I guess. But I think it's very close, and I think at the end of the day, the referee's decision is probably the right one. It's what they reckon. So fair enough.
Yep.
So Panthers get the ball. I was going off my head about it. I thought it was South's ball. And then Souths get the ball back. They have one set with about a minute and a half to go. Reynolds goes for a 2-point field goal from about 40 out. Very difficult spot to take a shot at field goal. He misses the field goal. Panthers get the 7 tackle set. And the Panthers win the grand final, 14-12. Congratulations to Penrith. Well deserved. I think they deserve to win the grand final. It was such a great game. And it's one of the gutsiest grand final teams I've seen win the comp, They lost to Souths in week 1 of the finals, 16-10. They beat Parramatta 8-6. They beat Melbourne, 10-6. And they beat the Bunnies 14-12. Defense wins comps. Penrith did it. Well deserved.
They took a very similar road to what the 2015 Cowboys did by losing in week 1 and then coming back and winning it. But Penrith were, in my opinion, more bruising, heavier, better encounters than what the Cowboys were. So, and after 2 years of high-quality rugby league the Penrith Panthers have played in the NRL, they deserved this victory just flat out because of their defence as well tonight, man. Their defence was in their face so much, and I'd probably say that probably 5 to 10 minutes in that game collectively, either half collectively, where they started to look vulnerable, especially on Momirovski and Crichton's edges. But, man, their defence won that game tonight, man, and Nathan Cleary's boot.
Yes, absolutely, bro. Look, it was a great game. I've got to say, the Panthers are the first team to win the comp after losing the first week of the finals since the Cowboys in 2015. Just a little stat out there in case no one knows. But now that we've reviewed the game, we're going to go through each player who played tonight. We're going to give them a rating out of 10. So 10 being the best, 7 or 8 being very good, 9 being outstanding.
Okay.
5 or 6 being a pass mark. Anything under 5 is pretty much an awful game or an average or shit game performance. So let's start with the away team, the Bunnies.
Sure.
We'll go one by one and we'll just give our ratings. Blake Tafe, mate, what would you give him out of 10 tonight?
I'd probably give him a 5. He didn't do anything flashy. He was a bit tentative underneath the high balls. I'd probably just give him a flat-out 5.
I'd probably give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he played pretty well. He did let the ball bounce a few times, which you can't be doing. I thought he was okay. I thought he defended pretty well when there were situations there when they were making breaks and stuff. So I'll give Tafe a 6 out of 10. You've gone with a 5. Alex Johnson. What about Alex Johnson, my friend?
I got to give Alex Johnson a 5. I thought he was very quiet tonight, but that's just the way footy goes, man. Didn't go out to his out into his wing much. He scored a try. I don't think he really did much else, mate. But I'd give him a 5, man.
I'm going to give Alex Johnson a 5.5 out of 10, so a 5.5. I thought, didn't do a whole lot, but that try scored was very, very important towards the end. If he dropped it, then God knows what the crowd would have done. But I think a 5.5 is a pretty fair rating. The other winger, Jackson Paulo. Oh, mate. Let me go first with this one here. Jackson Paulo had an absolute shocker. I thought he was one of the worst players on the field. I think he's a great young kid. He will get better. I know it was his first grand final, but he was god-awful for mine. I'm going to give Jackson Paulo a 2.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 2.5 out of 10 for me as well. He's a wing, conceded the Matt Burton try. His error from the high bombs as well, man. He wasn't really effective running or tackling tonight, and unfortunately, it was his birthday today as well, Jackson Paulo. I'm sorry, bro, but I agree. I agree with you. I think he was probably the worst player on the field tonight, man.
I feel sorry for him, but he had a shocker tonight. Dane Gagai. Yep. I thought he was pretty good, Gagai. I might give Gagai a 6.5. I thought he was fairly good.
Yeah, he went out for a HIA assessment, and as the game wore on, he became bigger in stature. I'd probably give him a 5.5.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6.5. I thought he had a really good game. I thought he tried hard out there. The other centre, Campbell Graham, he had a lot of good moments and bad moments. He was very up and down. I'm going to stay in the middle here. I'm going to give Campbell Graham a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give him a 4.5 out of 10, man. I think he just did a little bit more negative play than positive. 4.5 for Campbell Graham.
Yeah, he probably did more worse things than good things, but he was probably in the middle, between 4 and 6 out of 10. The 5'8", Cody Walker, mate. What do you think about Cody Walker out of 10?
Yeah, arguably, maybe, probably. Yeah, I think he was probably South's best player, if not second best player. I'd probably give him a 7.5 out of 10.
I'm going to give Cody Walker See, I think Cody Walker was probably an 8.5, and then he threw the intercept, which probably hurt his rating a little bit. Then he made up for it with that set. I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give Cody Walker a 7. Yep. Thought he was good. He threw that intercept, and then he made up for it when he set up that try to, almost level the game. So, I'll give Cody Walker a 7. I thought he had a really good game. I'm not going to say he was, best on ground or great or anything, but
no,
thought he was good. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he played well. Actually, you know what? I'll change it. 7.5. I thought he was good. Very good game from Cody Walker.
Cool. So we agree. Okay.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. 7.5. Adam Reynolds, a halfback. What about Reynolds?
Yeah, put in a couple of decent kicks. Was trying to create some plays, but I think Cody Walker was the better of the two halves tonight. So I'll give Adam Reynolds 7.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. 7 as well. Literally with you. I think literally 7 out of 10. First front rower, Mark Nichols. I thought he tried hard, to be honest.
Yeah, toiled away, mate. I don't think he was the best forward, but close to. Yeah. I'd give Mark Nichols a 7.
I'll give him a 6.5. I thought he tried pretty hard out there as well. Tavita Totola, mate.
Yeah, didn't hear his name a lot tonight, actually. Yeah. Carted the ball up, not with any real gusto. I'll probably give him just a flat 6.
Yeah, I'm going to give Totola probably a 6.5. You know, he did some good stuff when he had the ball, but looked very tired out there. All right, the hooker, Damian Cook. What would you give Damian Cook out of 10?
Probably a 4. He dipped so badly after last week's prelim, mates, and that was his best game of the year last week. And tonight, man, he made a couple of scoots, but he wasn't very good at all tonight, mate. Very, very quiet. I'd give him a 4.
I've been bashing Damian Cook for weeks. Last week he had a blinder. This week he wasn't at his best. I'll give him probably a 4 as well, bro. He could have done so much more. Could have really done so much more, Damian Cook. All right, back rowers. Keon Kalamatangi. I thought he was fairly solid. I'm going to give Keon Kalamatangi, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. A 6 will do for Keon.
I can't really remember hearing his name tonight, to be honest with you. But I can think about what he did, but I can't really remember. I'd probably give him probably a flat 6 as well, mate, for Kalamatangi.
Yeah, Jaden Sewer, he had a great start to the game. I thought his defense was very good. I'm going to give Jaden Sewer probably a 7. I thought he was really good.
Okay. He made an error though early in that second half.
Yeah, he did.
He made a couple of cutting tackles as well. I'd give him a 6.5.
All right, we're pretty much even on that one. Next one, Cameron Murray. I thought he was South's best player. Absolute workhorse. Cameron Murray for mine, 9 out of 10. I thought he was outstanding. Probably South's best player. Cameron Murray, 9 out of 10.
He must have made 50+ tackles tonight, man. I think I'd probably I'd give him more points than Cody Walker, so therefore I'd give him an 8 out of 10.
I think he made about 52 tackles or something. I thought he was the South's best player. He was such a workhorse out there tonight. Now the bench, Benji Marshall, and probably his final game. I don't even know, to be honest. He played 25 minutes. Benji only ran for about 4 meters.
Really? That long? That long?
Well, he played about 15 minutes when Gagai went off for a while. I thought Benji was okay. I'll probably give him a 5.
I'd probably give him a 4.5, mate. He came on with 10 minutes to go, and then he didn't do anything when Gagai was off.
It just seemed too late to bring him on, didn't it? It just seemed to be too late.
It did, didn't it? Yeah, man. What did I say? 4.5. Did I just say 4.5?
I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Jacob Host. Now, I'm not going to be rude, but Jacob Host, when he was on the field, I was screaming for him to get off the field. He was really pissing me off. He was so slow around the ruck. I'm going to give Jacob Host a 3.5. I thought he was terrible.
You can say terrible. I just thought he was a deer in the headlights and was ineffective. So 3 out of 10 for Jacob Host, unfortunately.
Yeah, he had a shit game. I wasn't happy. When he was on the field, I'm going, just get him off. Fuck me, get Benji on. Get someone out there. Tom Burgess, I thought he was one of their best as well. I said this last night on the late night show. Tom Burgess should be fucking starting, for fuck's sake. And when he came on, he ran for 139 meters, and I thought he was very good, Tom Burgess. I'm going to give Tom Burgess a 7 out of 10 off the bench. I thought he was very good.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that rating, actually. I'm going to give Tom Burgess a 7 out of 10. Yeah.
And the last player for South is Jairo. Oh, I've got mixed feelings with Jairo. I'm going to give him a 4.5 out of 10, 4.5.
Yeah, so I think I gave Jackson Paulo a 3.5 out of 10. I think I'm going to give Jairo probably a 2.5 out of 10, mate. 2.5, mate. Sorry, Jairo, but
he always comes on and gives away a penalty. He does something that he shouldn't do, and I think he's a very good footballer, but tonight just wasn't his night for mine. I thought he had a pretty.
He played a collective 10 to 15 minutes, mate. And when he first came on, he made penalties, got knocked out, dropped the ball, everything, mate. He just wasn't on for Souths, unfortunately. 2.5.
I think we both agree that Cam Murray was probably South's best player.
Yes.
Without a doubt. All right, let's get into the Panthers team now. Let's rate them. Dylan Edwards. Now, he's now a premiership-winning fullback. I said about a couple of years ago that Edwards is the shittest fullback going around. So he's proved me wrong. So good on you, Dylan Edwards. You proved me wrong, mate. He is a premiership-winning fullback. I thought he had a good game. Ran for 200+ meters. I'm going to give Dylan Edwards a 7 out of 10.
I'm going to go a little bit bigger. I'll go 7.5. I thought he was safe as a bank, mate, and he didn't have one of those 20-40 moments like he did last week against Melbourne. Yeah, man. But yeah, he still makes me nervous every time I watch him. But all that distractions before the game about the moon boot and whatnot, just a mirage, obviously. Yeah, I'd give him. No, maybe a little bit less, actually. No, I'll go to a 7 out of 10, not a 7.5. I'll give Dylan Edwards a 7 out of 10.
I'm going for a 7 as well. Stephen Crichton. Now, I thought he was quiet for a long time. Had a really good last 20 minutes. So I'm going to give Stephen Crichton probably a 6.5 out of 10. I thought he was pretty good late in the game.
Yeah, I thought he was really quiet, man. Besides the try, he won't really be remembered for anything else, bro. And that's fine. Yeah. That's all you want. 5.5. 5.5 for Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, no, that's a good rating. The other winger, Brian Toto. Oh, I love Bizza. I love Brian Toto. I thought he was outstanding. I'm going to give Brian Toto 8 out of 10. I thought he was very good.
Yeah, I agree with that rating, mate. His first half was spot on, man. Brian Toto's first half was immense. He got peppered and he dealt with it, and that's because he probably got that State of Origin experience as well, so he knew how to deal with it. So, yeah, I agree with you. Brian Toto, 8 out of 10. Agreed.
Outstanding. Paul Momorowski, now he had a few average moments, but I thought he did his job fairly well. I think Paul Momorowski is pretty underrated, so I'm going to give Momorowski's game tonight 6.5 out of 10. 6.5.
I'll go just a little bit lower, 6 out of 10. Yeah, had a couple of errand moments, but I thought it was pretty solid. 6 out of 10 for Momorowski.
Matt Burton, I thought he was very good as well. I'm going to give Matt Burton an 8 out of 10.
I'll go a little bit bigger. I thought he was tremendous. I felt like he was going to have a big game in the days leading up to it. That's not boasting. That's how I felt. 8.5 out of 10 for Matt Burton for me.
He had a really good game, I thought. Jerome Luai. He was good, but I still feel like he could have done a little bit more out there. I thought he was good, Jerome, but not amazing. I'm going to give Jerome Luai probably 6.5 as well, 6.5.
Yeah, I'd give him a 6.5 out of 10 as well, man. I liked what he did in defense. I noticed what he did there. I'd give him a 6.5 for Jerome Luai.
Nathan Cleary, in my opinion, best player on the field. I'm going to give Nathan Cleary a 9.5. I believe he was best on the field. 9.5.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Just a little less. I'm going to go 9 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah. I thought Nathan Cleary had a very good game. His kicking game, he forced about 5 or 6 dropouts. I thought he had a really controlled game, Nathan Cleary. So 9.5 out of 10. His kicking game is what won penalty of the game, in my honest opinion. Let's go to the front rowers now. Moses Leota. I wasn't really, too high on Moses Leota. I'm going to give Moses Leota probably a 5 out of 10.
Fair enough. Yeah, a little bit missing. I'd probably go just a flat 6 for Moses Leota.
Yeah. The other front rower, Fisher Harris. I thought he had a pretty good game. Again, probably could have done a little bit more for mine, but he was very good, Fisher Harris. I'm going to give Fisher Harris I'll be generous. I'll give him a 7. Yeah,
no worries. I thought he was just as quiet as Moses Leota. I'd give the starting front rowers a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Api Coruscant. I thought Coruscant had a very good game.
Weird game, man.
Yeah, he had some good stuff and he had some quiet stuff. Then he was good and quiet. Coruscant for mine, I think a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for Api Coruscant for me.
Yeah, good point. The back rowers. Now, Liam Martin, honestly, this bloke had a blinder. I thought he was very good. Very good, Liam Martin. Liam Martin's getting an 8.5 for me. It was great.
Did you guys see that Stephen Crichton ran for about 34 kilometres an hour, the fastest of any other player for the first 70 minutes of the game, 60 minutes of the game? And Liam Martin was at about 33.5 kilometres an hour, man. Liam Martin was a man possessed tonight, man. I'm so happy for him. He's one of my favourite players going around today. Yeah, I'd give him an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
He had a fantastic game, without a doubt. Capewell, I thought he was pretty quiet, to be honest. I'm going to give him a 5.
Agreed.
Very, very quiet.
Ooh,
5.
yeah. I'll
5 out
be
of
a
10.
little bit more generous than that. 5.5 for Kurt Capewell for me.
Isaiah Yo at lock. Fuck me, I thought he
Wow.
was brilliant
Fucking
tonight.
wow.
Isaiah Yo for mine. I'm giving him a fucking. Oh, do I give him an 8.5 or do I give him a 9? I'll give him an 8.5. He was outstanding.
I'm right there with you. 8.5 for Isaiah Yo. Captain's knock.
He was fucking brilliant, Isaiah Yo. I thought he had a great game tonight. Off the bench, Viliami Kickout. Thought he had some good moments. Definitely needs to do more though, but he was pretty solid tonight. Kickout, probably a 6 for mine. 6 out of 10.
Oh, okay. That's probably where we probably disagree, like a little bit, I suppose. Where I thought he was better than a 6. His attack still needs work. It does, but his defense, man, whilst at times reckless, his defense is swamping. I like his defense. But is he worth 900 grand? Maybe we'll talk about that another time. But I'd give him an 8 out of 10 Viliami Kickout.
Yeah, okay. I'm giving him a 6 because I just don't think when Kickout has the ball in his hands, he needs to be running over players. He can't be just bumping off players and looking for an offload. He needs to be running through lines and just barging his way through.
It's like he's too big. It's like he's too big to run through those gaps. It's run those lines, man, you know? He's an enormous player, and I thought he had a good game.
His defense was great, but when he runs ball one-on-one with someone, he needs to be beating them. He needs to add some more attributes to his game, I think, to improve. But he had a pretty solid game. All right, Tyrone May. Fuck me, Dad. Tyrone May. I'm going to be very honest here, and if you're a Penrith fan or if you're a fan of Tyrone May, I am sorry for saying this. Tyrone May was the most useless fucking player on the field. He was a complete waste of time. He knocked the ball on it. It could have cost him the game. When he went off the field, I'm going, thank fuck he's off the field. Tyrone May for mine was terrible. I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10. He was the worst player on the field. He was terrible.
Yeah, I don't think he was 2 out of 10, bro. I think he's probably 3.5. 3.5 out of 10 for Tyrone May, man.
When he was out there, I'm going, if Souths are going to come back and win this, Tyrone May is going to be the fucking reason for this.
And you know what? Put it this way as well. Mitch Kenny would have played if he wasn't injured. And Tyrone May would have.
Let's move on to the next player, Scott Sorensen. I thought he was a workhorse, man. He did very well. Scott Sorensen. I'm going to give Sorensen, him a 5.5 out of 10. I thought he was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I'd go with 5.5 on Scott as well.
And the last player, Spencer Leno. Now, he didn't do a whole lot in attack, but his defense is pretty good. I'm going to give Spencer Leno probably just a 4.5.
You know what? Yeah, I'll agree with you on that, man. It didn't feel like he was on the field for very much at all, mate. For 10 to 15 minutes. And yeah, he was involved in that controversial moment with Adam Reynolds as well. I'd probably give him I'll give him a flat 5. I'll give him a flat 5.
All right, well, they're all the players. Mate, let's go for our top 3 players on ground. So from 3 to 1, 1 being best, 2 being second best, 3rd being third best. We'll start with number 3. Number 3 for me, I'm going to go number 3. Let's go with number 3. I'm going to go Isaiah Yo. Number 2, Cameron Murray. Number 1, Nathan Cleary.
My top 3 would be Matt Burton. I think he was just about the difference. Isaiah Yo was just a workhorse, a warhorse, and Nathan Cleary, best on ground. Clive Churchill medalist, mate. Kicking game unreal. Defense was sound as a pound. Nathan Cleary best on ground easily, mate.
It was a great grand final. The Panthers win 14-12. It's well deserved. Souths, they can hold their heads up high. It was a great game of footy. Nathan Cleary wins the Clive Churchill medal. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for the NRL 2021 Panthers versus Rabbitohs grand final.
One question.
What?
One question, please. Where would you rate that of the NRL era?
Oh, gee, it's hard. I think Sharks and Melbourne was better than this. Cowboys and Broncos was still better. I think this is probably the best grand final since maybe the Roosters Raiders in 2019.
Yeah. Easily top 5 for me. Easily top 5 of the NRL era now.
Probably
Easily.
the best. This grand final is probably in the top 5 since 2010. Probably top 5 in the last 10 years. It was a good grand final. I enjoyed it. Penrith deserved the win. Souths were brave. Obviously, the fairy tale didn't go South's way, but Penrith's defense was too good, and they deserved the win. And fair play to them. You know, Nathan Cleary wins the Clive Churchill medal. Great game of footy. I think Penrith deserve it.
Definitely, man. Thank you so much for having me on. I know it was short notice, man, but wow, great season, great grand final. Thank you again for having me. Thank you, chat.
Well,
take
before
care.
we get out of here, I hope make sure you guys go and check out Sam Rebels' YouTube channel. Make sure you like the video, comment in the comment section below, subscribe to the channel, and if you're a Panthers fan, sit back and enjoy the Panthers song. We're getting out of here. The grand final's over. Have a fucking fantastic night, lads, and I will see you guys tomorrow night for another video. Until then, stay safe, take care of yourselves. See you guys in the next one, and good luck. Well done to the Penrith Panthers.
Congratulations, Panthers. Commiserations, South Sydney supporters. Adios.
Shows on every face. The coach runs through the game plan. You're in the finals race. The first up tackle hurts you, and tomorrow you'll be sore. But the only thing that's on your mind is you're close enough to score. Go the mighty Panthers, let's put them to the test. Go the mighty mountain men, we're here to beat the best. There's a chance here to be great. Go the mighty Panthers all the way. Here's a dedication, and the guts to see it through. There can only be one winner, and we dream to beating you. The crowd becomes a blur now. The noise and music roar. Penrith's broken to the line. There's another chance to score.
Go the mighty Panthers, let's put them to the test. Go the mighty mountain men, we're here to be the best. See you later, lads. The Panthers are the 2021 premiers. Have a good night, lads. The mighty mountain men.